Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, September 12th. It is 6:21 right now. Market's going to open in about 9 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. It's got a couple of things here to update and we should be on our way. It's good. It's here. And looks like we are good to go. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. It's good. A couple more places over here. All right, one last place and should be good to go. All right. All right, guys. Good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, September 12th. It is 6:24 right now. Market's going to open in about 6 minutes. Pretty much done setting up the room. So I'm going to go and post this up real quick in one last place. And looks like we are good to go. All right, solid. So I'm going to go ahead and start marking up liquidity over here. Morning, Kenny. Morning, Dan. Morning, Vince. Morning, other Kenny. Morning, Maria. Morning, Daniel. Morning, everybody. All right, looks like people are still making their way in, but I'm going to go ahead and start marking up liquidity over here as people join into the room. So liquidity there. Again, I'm not going to go too far out, guys, because I'm not expecting price to really push super far out. I'm just going to go where price is pretty much relevant. There goes the daily 8-hour. Um, 4-hour. 2-hour. One-hour time frame. $30-minute. Auto spread. 15-minute. And lastly, the 10-minute time frame. All right, looks like we're good to go. Liquidity marked up right here. Looking at current price. Level of liquidity is going to be down here at 34,846. It's going to be a quality of liquidity down there. So depending if you guys want to take that, let's see. It is about 600 pips away. And then we have an upper level of liquidity over here, also blue level, which is a bit farther. And that's about 900 pips away. So we got liquidity on top, liquidity on bottom. Lower is 600 pips away, upper is 900 pips away. So it's a bit of a distance, not super close. But I mean, we'll see what happens. So looking over here at retail sentiment is currently 56% short. This indicates that 56% of retail traders are currently selling right now. Typically want to do the opposite and buy, but right now it's not very strong. We want it to be generally above 65%. So right now it's pretty much going to be neutral for the most part. Looking over here at the fundamentals are currently down 106 points. So it's bearish right now, but this can change on open. Lastly, looking over here at the retail sentiment, technicals, the lower time frames are bearish. You can see prices below the pivots, trend meter is red, pivots are angling down. Higher time frames, price is pretty much bearish and neutral right now. So bearish on lower time frames, neutral on the higher time frames, neutral retail sentiment, and bearish fundamentals. So I mean, it's kind of mixed. It's all over the place. But we'll see what happens here when market opens, and we'll start to look for some possible opportunities for the breakout 2.0. So we got 2 minutes till market open. And we'll see what happens here. So we currently have a bullish momentum right here. So if we get 2 green candles going upwards, we may have a buy for the breakout 2.0. Sorry, breakout V2. I gotta stop calling it that because we have a strategy called breakout 2.0. It's totally different. Let me check the news for today. There was news over here at 3 o'clock. So news at 3 o'clock, 5:55, and 6. Three o'clock, which was right there. 5:55. And this isn't too relevant to us. I mean, we're just going to put it down as low impact. And 6 o'clock, which is right there. So just a couple news events. Market is opening in about 10 seconds. We got market open in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Market is now open. I'm going to go ahead and mark up opening price right there. So again, guys, if you get 2 green candles, that'll be the breakout V2. Currently have a bullish momentum right here. So for the breakout, we need 2 green candles. So this will be the first candle right here. If this closes green, then we're going to look for another green candle. And if we get a sell momentum, then it's going to shift to a sell. So we got nothing right now. All right, so price continues to move along. I'm going to go over here and mark up opening price on the clean chart. And we're just gonna have to wait for it to move around. All right, so we got a red candle right there. It's not going to be criteria, at least not yet. So here's our clean chart. All right, so we still have a bullish momentum here. We need 2 green candles. If we get 2 green candles, that's going to be the breakout V2. If not, then we're going to look for a sell signal and we'll look for 2 red candles. Right now, we just do not have anything at the moment. So as you wait, I'm going to go ahead and mark up today's overall bias. So today's overall bias, retail sentiment is neutral, 55% short. Fundamentals are, we'll say, neutral bearish at the moment. It was down like 90 points. Short-term technicals, bearish. Long-term technicals, neutral. All right, so let's go to today's overall bias. Again, we're still looking for a buy because we have bullish momentum right here. We have a news event at 7:30, and that's pretty much it. Mark that up right here. All right, so it looks like we might be getting our first green candle right here. If we get this green candle, we're going to look for the next one. ATR is currently at 13 right now, so it's still a little low, not super high, but it's decent at the moment. All right, so we got about 10 seconds left on this candle right here. This candle's kind of big. But again, for this specific strategy, it doesn't really matter, right? All right, if this next candle closes green, this is technically going to be the breakout 2.0. Or, God, I gotta stop calling that. I gotta remind myself that it's a breakout V2. The breakout 2.0, if you guys look at the strategy, it's very different. So it's gonna be hard to confuse because that entry actually happens immediately on open. So, all right, if this candle here closes green, then this is going to be the entry for the breakout V2. If it doesn't, then you just gotta wait for the entry. Yeah, actually wait for it to close down. All right, so close right there. This would technically be the breakout breakout V2. Watching right there, push up. Watch on this side. Not sure where my entry was made at. I think it was proper. I gotta watch it anyways. Because if it doesn't close me out due to the spread, I just gotta manually close out. ATR is currently 15 right now, so it's looking good. Gotta close out, guys. I already get TP. So full TP right there on the breakout V2. I had to close out. I don't know what's up with my MT4. It's never like on point, but whatever. Yeah, full TP right there, no drawdown. This is why I'm telling you guys, this is a good strategy. Like this one is solid, guys. If you take this trade, you're probably done for the day. Honestly, it's like a one and done strategy. Shit, so I got that mofo. Daniel said, damn, Sean, this is crazy. Nikki said, wow, this is awesome. William said he loves it. Martha caught it. Vince caught it. Maria took it. Nice, guys. Yeah, looks like everybody here, like pretty much everybody caught it. William said he's very happy. So this should have recouped your loss from yesterday, William. Full TP blasted right through. Nice. So Shiv said 400 more and he's done. He's passed on his top step. Awesome. That's amazing, guys. Great work. Miguel caught it. I mean, it looks like everybody caught it. So if you guys got it, great work. You guys can see it's a very simple strategy. You just take it, I was getting tempted to move my stop loss and profit because of all the news right here, but I got to stick to the game plan, guys. If the game plan is to hold on to a game, then I got to hold on to it, which is what I did. So locked in some pretty good profit right there. Rashida caught it too. Looking over here, Rashida asked where the liquidity was. The top level liquidity is at 35,000. So it's at the whole number. So it's on its way up. And this went in confluence with the liquidity. So we had a buy here, and it's probably going to push up to the liquidity level. It's trying to push up to that point. The thing that you want to be careful for here is, again, like I mentioned yesterday, this is what everybody's looking for, right? The double top. So I think if everybody's looking for the double top, I think this is going to blast right through. I would always do the opposite. If everybody's looking for a double top, I would do the opposite and go against them because that's typically what the market makers do, right? They try to mess with people, and you don't want to be that sucker that they mess with. So sometimes you just have to go against the grain, guys, honestly. Like if you know everybody's looking at this as a double top, you got to go against, well, you don't have to go against the grain, but I'm telling you, like, that's probably what's going to happen. It might fake out below, but if it actually touches this area and comes above it, it's probably going to blast right through because everybody's looking to take this buy here. I mean, the sell. So if they take the sell, it's going to push up a little bit to stop them out, and then it's going to come back down. But yeah, there goes the entry for the breakout V2. I'm going to go and put the update right here. Another smooth breakout V2. The next entry that we'll possibly be looking for would be the momentum counter scalp. If we get a sell signal here, the momentum counter scalp will be a buy. So I think that'll probably be a decent move. Volatility is pretty decent right now. It's not great, but it is decent. It's currently at 15. Typically you want it to be around like 20 at this moment. But other than that, let me go and just go and put this in the Discord. So if you guys have any profits to post, feel free to send them in. Again, the area we'll be posting it will be under profits, team profits right here. We got some profits right here from Kenny. Kenny locked in total profit of 1,620 for the day. Here goes Maria. Nice work, Maria. Total profit of 315, full TP on that last trade. We have Jonathan over here, total profit of 146 for the day, all wins. And then we have Vincent over here, total profit of 1,055 for the day, all wins as well. Lastly, we got Miguel over here, total profit of 2,112. Nice work, Miguel. Amazing work right there, guys, off that breakout. You guys can see how simple it is. Not very stressful. It's kind of just one of those trades you take. We got David over here, total profit of 117 for the day. Nice work, David. Solid profits right there. We got Natasha over here. First day back, total profit of 244. Nice work, Natasha. And I'll add these to the list. Andreas over here as well. He said he had connectivity issues, but he still closed it with profit. Total profit of 710 for the day. All wins. Nice work, Andreas. Solid profit right there. And then we have Shiv over here. Total profit. Let's see, 2,844. Nice work, Shiv. Crazy profit right there off that trade. So that's a good thing about this trade too, is that it's a lot bigger than the 100 pips. So you really do, recoup a pretty good amount of profit by taking just that one trade. So, I mean, if you guys are looking for a one and done strategy, this might be it. All right, we got Kenneth over here, total profit of 1,350 for the day. Nice work, Kenneth. So solid profits right there. What I'm going to do next, we have a momentum counter scalp that's currently running, right, or not running, but it's going to be coming up soon. We had a sell signal right here. And then if you get two green candles, that's going to be the momentum counter scalp. I'm not going to take that trade, but I'm going to follow it for you guys. I think right now with this breakout V2, I'm going to be a little more careful with my entries here because it's hard for me to focus on like multiple strategies at once, especially when there's just so much going on, right? So that's one thing that I tried to like remind you guys of. Like, if you guys have one strategy that you really like, try to focus on that one strategy, because if you do too much at once, you're going to be confused and you're just going to mix things up. So you would need 2 green candles here in order for this to be a momentum counter scalp. It's not looking like this next candle is going to be green. I mean, if it does, this is going to be the entry. I'll mark it up for you guys. If I ever do take these trades, I'll let you guys know. But at this specific point in time, I don't think I'm going to be taking this one right here. For one, the volatility is kind of low. I don't like trading low volatility. And for two, you can see that price doesn't really have much of a direction right now. But if it does close green, I'll mark it up for you guys. There's about 18 seconds left on it. So it's got to close green. I don't like when the candle's like it's not very obvious like this, where it keeps bouncing back and forth and it's kind of like at the last second it can turn green. I don't like entries like that. I like it when it's like pretty obvious and it's for sure going to close green. Like right here, you don't know if this is going to close green or not. Didn't close green, so there's no entry over here. Andreas is asking if I can turn on the high-lows. Yeah, sure. Let me turn that on for you. There you go. So I thought I had them on. I think I turned them off yesterday during the mentoring session for some explanations. There you go. I know it helps, right, Andreas? Because you can see where that, if there's a lower low right there, it's probably going to bounce up. So I can see why you like that. I like it too. So I'm with you on that. All right. So let's screenshot. There. Dang, I'm doing pretty good this week, guys, and this month in general. I didn't realize I was doing that good. You know, these breakouts 2.0, breakout V2s have really been helping. Okay, so I'll show you guys my profits so far. So there's no entry here, guys, for the counter scalp. So here are my profits right here. For the day, you can see my funded engineer number 1 locked in 1,850, my FTMO number 1, 1,910. FTMO 2,210, FTMO 1,910, FTMO 4,020. This is my funded engineer number 100K, locked in 945. This is my personal account locked in 765. This is my TFF 2,165 and my second TFF 2,165. That's crazy. Off that one trade, that's what I logged in. Yeah, it's definitely a favorite for me, for sure. It's a favorite for me because it's such an easy strategy, and like you don't have to worry too much because it just, I mean, it's just a set and forget strategy. You don't really like have to do much. Once you're in the position, you just have to watch it to make sure it closes out when it's supposed to. But and that's about it. You don't really have to do much after that. So we got Patricia over here, total profit of 1,057 on her first account, 1,020 on her second account, and a total profit of 874 on her third account. For the week so far, she's up 2,500 across both of her second accounts, and then 2,300 on her third account. Nice work, Patricia. Yeah, you guys are doing great so far. I mean, this is kind of, I'm a little mind blown right now with like how good I'm doing off like just one trade. Because usually, you know, we're going for smaller trades here, smaller profits. So I'm not really expecting very much, but I'm expecting a lot now. All right, so we have a pending buy signal right here. If the buy signal closes, there's not going to be an entry for the momentum counter scalp, and it just looks like there's not going to be an entry for here at all because there can't be a buy signal on the following candle. So if this is the case and the momentum counter scalp closes, you know, with that buy signal, then you know we'll have to like just be done with this and then move on to the momentum pullback scalp. But yeah, if there's no buy signal here, this is going to be the momentum counter scalp. And then if there is a buy signal, there's no entry, then there's just nothing for that strategy today. That's the one thing that I also don't like about this strategy is that it's not an everyday strategy. Sometimes there's going to be days where there's no entry. But for the breakout V2, there's always going to be an entry. So one thing you got to look out for is a buy signal. There can be a buy signal there. If there's a buy signal, then there's just no entry. So here's a momentum counter scalp. If it closes green, that's fine, just no buy signal. And there goes the entry for the momentum counter scalp. If you guys are in it, it's currently running right now. Not in this position, like I mentioned. The volatility is not high enough for me. I just don't like when the volatility is kind of like iffy. Right now it's going between 15 and 16, which I mean, it should be fine, but I just don't like the way the market's moving. Just me personally. So yeah, if you guys are in the position, I'll follow for you. But again, I'm not in this position myself, so I don't really have a stake in it. But we are watching it as it moves along. The one thing I didn't like about it too is that there was a buy signal there. So I wasn't sure if that buy signal was going to close, right? It kept like showing up and disappearing. And I don't like taking trades where I have to like wait till the very last second for entry. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if this plays through. It's just there's so many different factors here indicating why I wouldn't want to take it. And typically, if I have those factors in mind, I'll let you guys know. Ship suits can only be on your level. And that's what you get for not being greedy. Exactly. Marcin is asking, in this breakout V2 strategy, we enter right at the moment of the second candle close. Yeah, that's right. You have to open, you have to be in the position on the open of the falling candle, Marcin. So once the second candle in that direction closes, you have to enter right away. You can't wait. There's no waiting period. Because if you do, you might miss the push to the upside. Here's some profits from Martha. Martha locked in 1,660 for the day. Nice work, Martha. So you guys see here how price is going back and forth. I don't like this, right? I want the trade to go straight to TP. So I kind of had a feeling this was going to happen because of the movement. You know, the volatility here is not very high. So that's why this is the main reason why I didn't take the trade. And I'm glad I didn't take it because you guys can see how it's moving right here. So, you know, sometimes like my intuition just, I mean, it's not really my intuition. I can just see how the market's moving. If I know the market's not going to move directional, then I'm not going to take the trade. So I'm not in this position right here. I'm just going to take this off because I don't want you guys to think that I'm in the position. But there goes my reasoning right there. And it played out exactly how I thought it was going to play out. It just didn't play out proper, right? But other than that, the next entry that you can look for would be the momentum pullback. Let's see. Yeah, exactly. So William said, I've learned from yesterday on this momentum counter scalp, not taking it because of what Sean said and comfortable not taking it. Already well with the first scalp, not going to ruin my Tuesday AM. Yeah, exactly. William, if you're happy with if you take the breakout to V2 guys and you guys are happy with the trade, you guys are more than welcome to just stop trading, right? You can close your MT4 and you can stay on this live session and just continue to analyze with me. But you don't have to trade. Just keep that in mind, guys. Like if you're happy with your one trade for the day, then, you know, just wrap it up and do the same thing tomorrow. Like we're up 2 wins for this week so far on the breakout to V2. So, I mean, if that's the only trade you took, you should be massively in profit for the week so far. And that's why I've been screenshotting my entire account, because my entire account right here shows you, like, I can't hide my trades, right? I showed you my trades for the week, the month, the day. So even if I make a mistake here, you're going to see the difference between the week and the month, right? It's not going to be, my profits wouldn't be this much for the week. So, you know, what I'm trying to show you guys and teach you guys is really the discipline that you guys need to be consistent. I feel like with a lot of people, a lot of you guys can be profitable. It's just you guys are not consistent. You'll take a trade, you'll revenge trade, you'll FOMO into a trade, and then you'll just screw up your account. But if you just stay consistent with like quality entries, it could be 1 or 2 quality entries a day, whether it be a win or a loss, as long as it's quality, you know, you're not going to be too deep in a hole because you're just going to keep building off that when you do have good days, which most of the part we do have good days here. So let's see. Gotcha. Yeah, Marcin said that he entered slightly too late and hasn't closed manually, but still in profit. Yeah, no, it happens. I entered late too, Marcin, because I was trading on my laptop, and you know, I don't have a mouse on my touchpad. It's kind of like iffy sometimes, so I had to double click it. The second time I double clicked in it, it was like, oh, you're already in the position. So That's same thing happened with me, Marcin. Let's see, Shiv's asking just to confirm liquidity. Yeah, upper level is 35,000 and the lower level is 34,846. Yeah, so lower level is 34,846, Shiv. Your upper level is fine. Lower level is a bit lower. So I'll just leave these on here. I don't know if liquidity is going to get hit, but we'll continue following it as it moves along. Nice. Yeah, that's what Martha said she's doing. Martha said she's doing, she's just taking one strategy and then, being done for the most part. All right. So if you guys didn't attend the mentoring session yesterday, I do recommend you guys do. We covered a lot of stuff that we covered the Discord. We covered pretty much all these strategies that we've been covering. So like the momentum, or we've covered the breakout V2, momentum counter scalp, and the momentum pullback scalp. So if you guys didn't watch the mentoring session yesterday, I highly recommend you guys go view it because it has everything there. So if you guys go to the Discord, just scroll down here to a live mentoring session and you can watch the replay right there. So that's where you guys will find it. Yeah, and if you guys need the Discord, just go to the website. So go to the website, kodikaitrades.com, click on unlock your free access right here. Once you do that, it'll bring you to the course. This is what the course looks like. You scroll down right here, Discord platform, and it'll give you the link to the Discord right there. Once you get to the Discord, make sure, so here's the thing that I have to remind everybody. I'll try to do this like basically every morning. If you guys go to the Discord and you don't have all the groups here, just go to the top right here, click the drop down and click show all channels. Because I think it only shows you like 3 channels initially when you first join, but once you like get on here, you click on show all channels and then it'll show you pretty much all the channels on here. You guys are looking for that channel there. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start marking up the levels for the momentum pullback scalp. So we got a level there. The volatility is low though, so I don't know if we'll have any entries, but we'll see. Let's mark up all the levels here. And I think we're good. All right, so I got the levels marked up right there. Yeah, Patricia said a mentoring session was good. I watched it this morning. Yeah, no, the mentoring session covered a lot of stuff, guys. So if there's any confusion, I covered pretty much every strategy and pretty much all the stuff in the Discord. I'll probably review the Discord every time we go on because there's a lot of good stuff in there that I feel like a lot of people are not aware of. One thing that I hear some props from Marcin, locking 361 for the day. Nice work, Marcin. So one thing too with the Discord that I mentioned yesterday is going to be the data that I've uploaded. So if you guys go over here to the trade journal, I updated the official live trades of 2023. So if you guys didn't look at this, if you click on this here, it'll pull up my spreadsheet. I pretty much documented every trade we took on the live session for the year, basically. I'm only up to April, but if you look over here, it's super useful because you can see over here during March, we applied the high-level momentum scalp a lot. Our win rate was 87%. If you look over here in February, we had a win rate of 92%. We applied the momentum scalp variation. So you guys can see which strategy were hits. And then I have a screenshot of everything here as well. So there's a lot of good stuff here, guys. This is going to be helpful because if you're wondering, what strategy should I be applying in February of like 2024? Like say next year, January hits, and you're like, okay, I want to make a lot of profit in January. What strategy should I be using? And you can see the data over here. I used pretty much the breakout, momentum scalp variation. There's a lot of strategies here that you can just choose from that they all hit. You can see which strategies lose. You're like, okay, the momentum scalp variation lost, so I'm probably not going to apply that next year. I mean, it hits a lot, but you can see that's maybe the one that you should probably avoid because you can see over here, like towards the end of March, the high-low momentum scalp was losing. So you're like, okay, at the end of March, maybe I'll stop applying that strategy. And I'll keep going. Today I'll do May and maybe the next couple months, but there's a lot of good data there if you know how to use it. Obviously, it's literally giving you a blueprint of like what to apply during what time, what your TP stop loss should be. That's a good thing too, right here. If you look at the spreadsheet, you can see in January, we were going for like 250 pips to 1,500 pips. Volatility is very high during January. February over here, we were still going for about 250 to 1,000 pips. March, we started to go for 100 pips because the volatility started dying down. April, 100 pips pretty much every trade. And you can see it starts to slow down. So another thing there too for you guys to look at. Patricia, if you want to unlock all of the channels, just go over here to the top. So once you go to the server, you'll probably start at the start here. Channel, go to the top where it says Kodi Kai trades, click the drop down, and there's going to be this button here that says show all channels. So if you turn that off, this is what it looks like, right? You don't have all the channels. You just have suggested, start here, profits, and community. If you want everything, just go up here, click on show all channels, and you'll have everything there. Yeah, no problem, Patricia. All right, so other than that, I think that's it right now. What we're looking for, so we don't have a bullish trend yet. I mean, we have somewhat of a bullish trend. If we get a buy signal here, we're going to look for price to push up, retrace, and continue up higher. ATR is currently at 15 right now, so it's not looking so great. ATR is a bit low. We obviously want this to be above 15 and consistently above 15. If it stays below, then it's not going to be good for us because we need the ATR to be high enough for us to look for entry here. Otherwise, price is just not going to move at all. So let me see. See if there's anything else here that I'm missing. Not really missing too much here. All right, so the volatility is very low. It's currently at 14 now. So what I'll do here, since we have some downtime, I'm going to go ahead and screenshot my individual profits while we wait for something to happen here because the volatility is too low. And there's just nothing for us to take right now. There's no need to force anything. We kind of just want to sit tight and wait for this to follow through. All right, fund engineer. FT number 1. We have a pending buy signal right there, but the ATR is still very low. ATR is currently at 14 right now. There's no entries for us until that, that picks up a bit. All right, so we still don't have the buy signal. The trend is still somewhat bullish. We basically are looking for that buy signal. Once we get that buy signal, we can possibly look for, some sort of entry, but right now it's just not looking too great. All right, so I got all my profits right here screenshotted. I'm gonna go ahead and put them over here in the group real quick. All right, guys. So looking over here at my profits. So here's my first account. This is my funded engineer 200K account locked in 1,850. Here's my first FTMO locked in 1,910. This is my third FTMO or my second FTMO locked in 2,210. Here is my 200K FTMO locked in 4,020. Here is my funded engineer 100K account, total profit of 945. Here is my personal account locked in 777. Here is my TFF locked in 2,200. 2,200, and then my second TFF I locked in the same thing, 2,200 as well. So those are the profits across all of my accounts for today. Pretty solid. I mean, if I add up my profits, let's see. I'm gonna go over here to. So let's see for the day so far: 1850, 1910, 2210, 1910, 4220. Sorry, 420, 945, 765, 2165, 2165. So total profit of 17,940 just off that breakout V2. That's for the week or for the day. Sorry, that's what I made for the day. For the week so far, I'm up 4,000, 4,070, 4,370, 4070. 8240, 1915, 1440, 4230, 4230. Damn, I'm up 36,000 for the week. That's crazy. That's for the week. And then for the month, I'm up 7520, 770, 870, 8120, 10979. 3530, 3418, 8218, and 8061. Damn, I'm up 64,000 for the month. That's crazy. I don't realize I'm making this much profit until I add it up, because I don't really look at my profits. Like I focus on winning. That's the main thing. And I think that's the main thing that really kind of pushed me to the next level, guys. If you guys just focus on winning and you don't really care about the profits as much, the profits will come. It's like automatic. Like for me, I didn't even really look at my profits for the month so far, and you guys can see how much it added up. And I have the proof right here, because you can't manipulate these like profits here. Like you can maybe like just show the day or even just the week, but for the month so far, you can't really manipulate the month, because it pretty much calculates all the profits that you've taken, like profits and losses. So you can see that I'm not taking any trades after 8 o'clock. So like once 8 o'clock hits, I go on with my day, and then I come back the next day and I do the same thing, right? It just keeps adding up. And I think that's the main problem with a lot of people. They don't know when to stop. Like they'll lose a trade and then they'll revenge trade, and then they'll just keep trading until like their account just goes to zero. For me, I take my win and then I wait for something quality. Nothing quality's come up yet. The volatility is very low. You can see the volatility is currently 14 ATR. The buy signal never came up. I mean, price is starting to shift to the downside. So there may be a possible entry for a sell, but if I don't see anything good, I'm not going to force any trades here. So nice. Shiv just passed his challenge. Nice work, Shiv. So Shiv just passed his top step. Congrats, Shiv. You just got funded with top step here. Shiv said, all because of you. Yeah, definitely, Shiv. Thanks, man. Total profit of 7,050 for the day. So he's made it to his goal of 1,500 or 159,000, and he's passed his top step. Congrats, Shiv. Shiv just made it back too. So if you guys remember Shiv's been part of the group for a long time. He kind of took a break and he came back. He just came back recently, like a month ago, and he's now funded on his top step. I still have my top step, guys, but I'm not really able to use it because it's hard for me to trade multiple accounts. Like you guys can see over here, like if you guys saw my screenshot, I have my laptop right here, and I use this just for MT4. And it's hard because I can't really execute both at the same time. I keep getting an error on Tradeovate, and it kind of annoys me. So it's hard for me to look at both. So right now I still have my top step, but I'm not funded on them because obvious reason I haven't really traded on it. It kind of just stayed flat for for a while. Obviously you guys can see why I'm not focused on my top step, because I'm using these accounts here. This is actually easier. I'd rather have, 8 or 9 accounts here versus just one top step account. So that's my main focus. But nice work, Ship. Congrats to you on passing your top step. Yeah, now you just got to stay consistent. Just got to keep it up and get those payouts. Definitely. I should have said I'm signing off today, going to get a drink after work, been stressed, and I finally done it with your mentoring, bro. Now it's being consistent. Yeah, definitely, Ship. Now that you passed it, this is a real challenge. Passing is easy, but staying consistent once you passed is going to be the hardest part. So just continue what you're doing, Shiv, and then you should be perfectly fine. Because the thing is, so when you pass any challenge, right? Whenever you guys pass a challenge, you have to make a 10% goal, right? If you can do 10% a month or even a week, or I'm not a week, maybe like if you do 10% a month or even half of that, like 5%, you'll be on your way, right? Because if you think about it, like say, for example, you have a 100K account and you're doing 5%, you're going to make 5,000 a month. And that's consistent. You have multiple accounts, that just adds up from there. Let's see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. Kip said Sean's trying to get robbed over sharing. Saw your message, Kip. All right, so we're still looking for some entries here. There's a possible entry here for a momentum pullback scalp, guys. The volatility is too low though. So volatility is currently at 13. But technically there's an entry here that's setting up. So we had price push down right here. If you have the retracement to any of these levels, this is going to be an entry for a momentum pullback scalp. So we currently have a bearish trend here. You guys can see from the pivots, price is below the pivots. Pivots are angling down. The red pivots across all the other pivots. You have the red trend meter down below. So you do have a bearish trend here. If you guys are looking for an entry here, which I don't recommend, but if you guys are looking for an entry, your entry would happen right there. So looking at the criteria for the momentum pullback scalp, this is technically the setup that you're looking for. The only problem here is that the volume is just way too low. So the last thing you want to do is be caught in this position and nothing happens, right? So ATR is currently 14. Right here you can see ATR must be 15 or above. So it's not there, but everything lines up. You identify direction of momentum. We have a sell momentum here, bearish pivots, bearish trend meter, push in this direction, retracement. So you're basically looking for a retracement and continuation. That's literally all you're looking for. So yeah, we just got to wait for this to, retrace up. But again, the volatility is too low, so I'm not taking this trade here. I just want to show you guys what we're looking for, if you guys are looking to take those. NM is asking, can't you use a trade copier? The trade copier doesn't work for Top Step. It's different. It's a different platform because it's used as TradeObey. It's not an MT4. I mean, that would be nice if that was the case. I'd be opening all these accounts at Top Step. I have 2 accounts at Top Step, but they use TradeObey. They have a different type of copier. Where you can set your TP stop loss, there's no bracket orders. And then every time I try to enter a trade, it's different because you have to enter like your total lot size. So say, for example, you have 2 accounts, right? And then each account, you're trying to take 200 lots. You have to put in 400 lots. And then sometimes it just doesn't fill because the max lot size is like half of that. So it's a lot more confusing than, not really confusing. It's just more complicated. That's really what it is. If anything, I would have to use NinjaTrader, but then at that point I'd have to buy another computer, and it's just such a mess to be trading on multiple accounts. I'd rather just open multiple accounts with different funding companies versus having to use something like Top Step. If anything, I'll probably continue to use Top Step, but I'll just use that as my YOLO account. Basically, I just trade I'll trade outside the live, and I'll just kind of just trade on my own and then see what I can do from there. Because I mean, it's possible. I'm probably going to wait until like the volatility picks up, because if that's the case, I have so many strategies to apply for that. But it's not going to be the same. Using TradeObey on Top Step NM. They don't have any MT4s or MT5s if that's what you're trying to allude to. There's no MT4, MT5. It's a futures broker, so they don't have any of that stuff on there. You have a choice between any of the futures broker, which wouldn't matter because either way, it's still a different platform. You can use Trade08, you can use NinjaTrader, but NinjaTrader is still not the same thing. You can't add it as it's similar to this copier that we're using for the MT4 accounts, but it doesn't really make a difference because I'm still trading on separate platforms. Yeah, Patricia said you need to use Ninja. So if anything, I mean, if worse comes to worse, I'll probably start using NinjaTrader. But the problem with this here is that I can't transfer, like I have to pass a challenge first before I can use Ninja. They're not just going to shift me over because I'm on Trade08 already. So what I have to do is I'll either have to, like one thing I want to use is Apex. Apex is probably a better option to using a copier. Because they actually do, they have like the accounts are so cheap and you can add on a bunch, but either way, it's not going to be MT4. So in order for me to use a copier that I'm using now, it has to be on MT4 or MT5 platform. That's just the basics of what it needs to be. If it's a different platform, I still have to trade the same way I'm doing now. It's on two different. Yeah, exactly. C6 said it's definitely not MT4. Yeah, I mean, that's a problem when you trade on separate platforms because you're looking at two different things at once. Like typically when I'm trading on my laptop, I have my finger just ready to hit buy. Like today I hit buy for the breakout and gotcha. Okay, Patricia. I'll probably do that today. I'll probably give them a shot. I'll probably message them today and we'll see. If anything, then I'm gonna have to go buy a computer today. I'll see. Yeah, let's go buy like a little gaming laptop or something. I don't even actually need a gaming laptop. It just needs to be a regular laptop to execute my trades for Ninja. I mean, that laptop's literally going to be used just for Ninja, which is it's fine. Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Patricia said all of her accounts are on Ninja Rhythmic now. Gotcha. Okay. I'm gonna do that. The only downside to that is that like I like Top Step because you can trade your like whenever I enter a trade, it shows you it here on TradingView. But I mean, at this point, I'm just looking to make money. I'm not really trying to prove anything at this point. Yeah, because the main reason I use TradingView to trade on Top Step was more so for you guys, so that you guys can see where I'm making my entries from. But at this point, it's all about just adding on accounts. So we'll see. Anyways, here's some profits over here from Patricia. So this is her Rhythmic account that she was mentioning. She locked in a total profit of 895. Or I think these are all separate accounts. Or actually, no, this is all together. Okay, so this is in total. Locked in a total profit of 895 for the day. Nice work, Patricia. It looks pretty solid. I mean, it doesn't look too bad. The only problem is that I don't think I can ever make a shift from Mac to computer, because if anything, I can just like buy a crazy computer and build up a crazy computer and then just have everything lined up. But I don't think I can ever make that transition. I'm already too used to the Apple ecosystem. So if anything, I'll just buy a laptop for my Ninja account. All right, so there's no entries here, guys. The volume is still very low. It's currently at 13. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Unfortunately, there's just no entries right now. I was hoping I could at least mark one up for you guys so that you guys can see, but there's just nothing here coming up. Yeah, there's nothing here for you guys to take at the moment. I mean, technically the trade from earlier is still running. So the trade that came up right here, so price came down, retraced, came down, retraced right here. The entry is still technically running, the one that I marked up earlier. It actually just hit TP. So I don't know if anybody was looking at that, but you guys can see how ugly this trade is, right? Actually, would have hit immediately on that earlier candle. So this green candle right here, you guys can see the little ticker right there. Looks like price came up, filled it, and came right down to hit TP already right there. So this was the entry that I was marking up earlier. The main reason we couldn't take this was because the ATR is currently at 14 or 13, and it's just too slow right now. So if we get a sell signal right here, we may have another opportunity for entry. But again, like I mentioned, guys, volatility is too low, so it's not necessarily a good time to enter right now specifically. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and start copying people's profits over. We have Marcin over here, total profit of 361 for the day, all wins. And we have, mark these up right here so I know which ones I looked at already. Yeah, so thanks for posting your profits here, guys. Then we have Madhu over here, total profit of 1,030 for the day, all wins as well. Nice work, Madhu. All right, so solid profits right there, guys. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to start copying these profits over. So we have David over here. We have Natasha here. We have Andreas. We have Shiv. We have Patricia. Add our other one here too. Marcin posted his already, and then Shiv right here. All right, so great profits right there, guys. I'm also going to post up my individual profit. So we have my funded engineer account. This is my FTMO for 100K account. Oops. Here is my FTMO number 2, 100K account. This is my FTMO 200K account. This is my funded engineer 2. This is my personal account. And this is my TFF number 1, TFF number 2. All right, yeah, so if there's any other trades that you guys, or any profits that you guys want to share, feel free to post them in the group. I'll add them to the list to be shared later during the video post. But right now, just looking at the chart, there's not really too much for us to look at. The volume is actually getting even lower. It's currently at 12. So if there's any questions that you guys have, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, we'll keep looking for any possible entries here. So question from Marcin. Marcin's asking for the breakout V2. Do we still need ATR 15 or higher? No, you don't, Marcin. So one thing that you guys want to make sure that you don't do is don't confuse the strategies, right? For the breakout V2, the strategy comes up no matter what the ATR is. The strategy comes up once a day. So it's either going to be a win or a loss either day. It doesn't matter if there's news. It doesn't matter what the trend is. It doesn't matter what the ATR is. Nothing matters because the entry comes up regardless. So it doesn't matter if the ATR is at 0. There's still going to be an entry because it's going to be a push from open from wherever it goes. So ATR doesn't matter for that, guys. The only strategy that the ATR really matters for would be the momentum pullback scalp and the momentum counter scalp, because those strategies, they're not necessarily at the very beginning. They're more, throughout the time period. You can take between 6:30 and 8. But if you look at the breakout V2, these entries typically come up within the first 5 minutes. So it's not really going to matter because the volatility is already high during that time period. So Ross asked if there was any MFF news. Good question. Great question, actually, because they owe me some money. Let me see my Forex Funds news. So they have not updated the website. I don't think there's any update yet, Ross, which is probably not a good sign. because if it was good news, they would have announced it already. So no news on MFF. I've already kind of come to terms that I'm not going to get my money from MFF. So I mean, I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens with them. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, Daniel said that he thinks they push the court date until the 20th or something. Okay, well, that's fine. If that's the case, then we just gotta wait a bit longer. But I'm already expecting, I'm expecting the worst from MFF. Because that's the thing with Funding Talent. Funding Talent said the same thing. They said they were going to try to come back, and like a day later, they're like, all right, we're going out of business. We're going bankrupt. Yeah, Patricia said they're done. I agree with Patricia too, 100%. I think they're done because the thing is they have so much evidence on them of them scamming that you can't come back from that. Like, even if they do come back from it, their reputation is like down the drain because they literally were texting each other and trying to not pay people out and stuff. So nobody's gonna want to use them anymore. I mean, either way, they pretty much dug themselves a hole. Like there's so many factors why they're not going to survive, and I'm ready. Yeah, exactly. Patricia said it won't be with that owner. And the thing is, he's the sole shareholder of that company. So he's the main owner. There's no person to really pass it on to because there's no board or anything like that. He's like literally the main owner of the company. So yeah, I think they're done for the most part. It would be different if they had like a board, right? If they had like a CEO and then maybe a VP and stuff like that, like multiple owners, if it was shared amongst like multiple people. But that guy I mean, the owner of MFF, he's the only person that owns it. So all the money went straight to him. And yeah, Patricia said he can't trade any securities now. Yeah, I know it's fucked. It's screwed. But it's all good. It is what it is. Took that route. Anyways, the ATR right now is still very low, guys. Currently at 12. We have a sell signal right here. So if price pushes lower, you can technically look for an entry there for price to come. But the volatility right now is extremely low. So I don't think you're going to get any entries. If anything, you want to look for price to come down below this point. There's also news at 7 o'clock or 7:30 actually. So this will probably, maybe push price around a bit. But as you guys can see, the ATR is just getting lower and lower. It's now at 11, which is not a good sign. Just keep in mind that it's still early in the month, guys. It's September 12th. So the fall season hasn't really started yet. Once the fall season actually picks up and it's like, say, September 20th or September 30th, right? At that point, then, okay, market should pick up. And if it doesn't pick up, then that's something to be aware of because the market should be picking up at that point. All right, so since we're not really doing anything right now, I'm going to go ahead and just update the spreadsheets. So here's the breakout V2. Again, if you guys don't know where these spreadsheets are, go to the Discord. So this is what the Discord looks like. Make sure you click on this drop down, show all channels. Go down to trading journal and have all the strategies right here. So this is a breakout V2. You click on that, it'll take you to this this spreadsheet. And this spreadsheet is going to be super useful to you guys. Like, I don't think you guys understand how useful this is going to be for you guys, because this is going to be a game changer in the future when you're looking at like, what strategy should I be applying during this time of the year? If the breakout's good all year round, then that should be your main strategy to apply, right? You don't have to really change stuff up, because why would you when it's profitable and it's consistently hitting like basically every single day? So the entry right there came up at, what was it, like 620. Market open right here, 634. A lot of the entries come up at that same time, 634. It was a buy, it was a win, and the screenshot for that is going to be, I just like adding a win to the thing, because when you add a win to it, you guys will see the increase in the win-loss ratio. So you can see right here, we had 13 buys. profit. Total profit of 2,500 pips, total of 21 trades. And the win rate just keeps getting higher. So the win rate now is currently 72.73. So 72.73% win rate for this breakout V2 strategy. And it's a 1-to-1, so you can see that it adds up pretty nicely. And you guys can, if you guys ever want to review any of the previous entries, they're all going to be lined up right here. So this is for the breakout V2. I think for the counter scalp, it was a loss today, right? It's the same thing from yesterday. The volatility was too low. So September 12, 23. The entry for that happened. You know, I'll just do it over here. It's just a lot easier. Yeah, so the entry for that one happened right here. It was a buy entry. Again, at this time, it's the same reasoning. Volatility was just too low, and it ended up going sideways for some time right there. So let me go over here real quick. So right now it's on a 2-trade losing streak. So I think tomorrow the counter scalp might win if you want to do by probabilities, because you guys can see here that it goes on a pretty nice continuation of wins. If it's been losing this much, or I mean, it's only 2 losses. If it's lost this much, the next trade is probably going to be a win. But yeah, same thing here. I have the spreadsheet over here for the momentum counter scalp. And again, this is another reason why this here is going to be useful, because it's kind of like playing blackjack. If you guys ever played blackjack, you can kind of predict the probability of the next trade. If you have 2 back-to-back losses right here, if you look at the data, there hasn't been 2 back-to-back losses like ever. So the next trade, if it does hit, it's probably going to be a win. You know, just going off the data here. So this is the momentum counter scalp, and then obviously I'll update this later this week, later today. This is going to be all the trades, the official live trades for 2023. And then when I'm done with this, I can even go back and do 2022, because I have data for like pretty much every live session. All right, going back to the chart over here, as you guys can see, still nothing going on. There is currently a pending buy signal right now. ATR is still at 12. We're about a minute away from news. Let's see. For the market. Randy said, it looks like when the breakout is doing good, the counter scalp isn't, vice versa. Let me check. I don't know. They kind of look the same. It's just the difference with the counter scalp is that there's no entries for certain days right here, Randy. For me personally, I mean, it's only been 2 days for this here. But I mean, you might be right, because the thing with this is that they kind of go in different directions. Like for this one over here, this one is more of a later entry. So this one kind of happens later versus this one that happens right away. So I think the reason why this one's not doing so great is because the volatility is low at that time. So like you can see how this entry over here, it came up like 10 minutes before, right? The volatility was still high. And then once you got to like 6:43, like 10, 20 minutes later, the volatility started to die down. So I think the problem with this here is that these entries are starting to get triggered when the volatility is low. But if you can take it early on, so if you look at, you know, a lot of the entries here that happen early on, they usually typically hit. So, I mean, you might be on something, but I can't say for sure. I think we need more data before we can really look at that from that perspective, because we just have like a month's data. And the problem with this here too is that like we don't know if these could have been wins, right? Like it says no entry, but if these here were wins, then this here would be all green, right? But I mean, we don't know that. So I think as I continue to pull data, we'll see where it ends up going. But if it doesn't really, I mean, we'll see if there's a confluence there. But yeah, I'll keep that in mind, Randy, when we continue to document. Yeah, exactly. Randy said, yeah, it's a little hard to pinpoint exactly, just hypothesizing. The ATR entry for today was actually at 17, but yeah, volatility was definitely dying down. Yeah, so the entry happened like, yeah, the volatility was a little, well, so the volatility was starting to climb down from that point. So it was already at 17. And I already knew volatility was going to climb down at that point. So you can see right here, like you mentioned, it was at 17, but the 17 actually started up here because it's from these candles over here. So it's just like what I mentioned earlier. Like in the morning when we had like market open, that's where the volatility came up. That's where the ATR was high. But as the trade continued to move along, you can see the ATR just goes lower and lower. It goes from 17 to 16 to 15 to 14 because all that ATR was basically from the previous candles. So you kind of want it when the ATR is the same across, the board. So when it's like 17 and it continues to move high, then that'd be good. But I knew this was going to happen because this is kind of what's been happening for the past couple of days. So, I mean, it sucks because it's hard for a beginner trader to really identify that. But since you guys have me identifying it for you guys, you don't really have to like think ahead like that. I kind of could tell you like, hey, volatility is going to die down here. Probably shouldn't take a trade. And it'll prevent you from taking something that's risky. Eventually, you guys will be able to catch that as well. I just identify the same patterns every day. This thing's been happening pretty much for the past 2 months now. Price will push up on open. It'll be dead between like 6:30 to 7, and then it'll pick back up after 7. It's just the same pattern repeating its process over and over and over again. All right, Ben Harwick, we'll see you back here tomorrow. Sisuk said heading out, awesome breakout that he missed again. So, all right, Sisuk, we'll see you back here tomorrow as well. If there's any questions that you guys have, feel free to put them in the chat. It's 7:33 right now. Unfortunately, there's just nothing for us to take right now. The volatility is not picking up. It's currently at 12, and I don't really see too much movement happening. I'm going to go over here to the clean chart, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to mark up structure so that you guys can see where price is moving to and from. So let's see, we got a zone right there. Zone right there. Yeah, there's not really too much going on here. As you guys can see, market open right there. It kind of just keeps, so it pulls away, fakes out, and then it comes back down. Pulled away, faked out, came back down into this range. Pulled up again right here. There might be another fake out. If there's another fake out, and then pull back into the range again. It's just, it's a back and forth movement right here, which is not very useful to us. The volatility is very low. It's just not a good market to trade in. So, I mean, if there's any questions that you guys have, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, we can hang out for a bit. But if nothing happens in the next, in the next 10 minutes or so, we might just wrap it up because there's just nothing for us to take here. I don't expect volatility to pick up. And you guys can see from these current candles right now, like they're barely even moving. So I don't think there's any entries here regardless of the fact. So we got some profits over here from Maddie. Maddie locked in 520 basically across all these Apex accounts. And then on his other account over here, locked in 320. It's nice work right there, Maddie. Yeah, so that's from yesterday. And this is from today. All right. So other than that, so again, guys, if you guys are new here and you guys want access to these strategies to basically view everything, just go on the website. The main place is going to be the Discord, but once you go on the website, so you'll go to the website, kodikaitrades.com. This is what the website looks like. Click on unlock your free access right here. Once you have that, you'll have access to the course. This is what the course looks like. You'll pretty much have access to all the videos of every strategy, but if you just want to get access to the Discord, where you can pretty much have all this lined up there as well, you just go here, go to Discord platform. Once you open Discord, make sure you go to the top here, click on show all channels, and everything is going to be lined up here. So if you want to see the strategies, you'll just go down to strategies right here on this tab, And you guys can see all the strategy videos and indicator videos listed here. If you want to just see the list of it, you just click on this playlist. And this will pull up pretty much every strategy video and indicator video that we have. So this will have all the videos there. And then also, if you go down lower, you'll see my profits here. You'll see the team profits right here. The announcements channel, I'll pretty much post the announcements for everything: live sessions, mentoring sessions, live trading sessions, trade results. And then again, right here, I think this is going to be the main useful thing for a lot of you guys, just identifying the journal here. So I think this is what I'm going to be focused more so on, guys, moving forward. It's going to be more data driven for us here in the community. Because I've already been data driven before, but I never really created like an organized spreadsheet. Now that I have the spreadsheet set up, I'm going to be organizing and documenting every single trade so that you guys can see the transparency behind the strategies that we apply. And this is going to help us for next year and for the rest of this year to identify, which strategy should we be applying, and then also, what our TP stop loss should be based on, like what we did the previous year. So, all right, Patricia, we'll see you back here tomorrow. You too, Martha. See you, Vince. But all right, guys, if there's any other questions that you guys have, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap this up a little early today. There's just nothing for us to take here. And the last thing I want for you guys to do is to FOMO into a trade. Just looking at this here, the volatility is currently at 11, and you can see the candles are going nowhere. They're just going sideways, and they're extremely small. Nice, Maddie. Yeah, Maddie said heading to the gym, going to have a full body workout type of day. Yeah, definitely, Maddie. We'll see you back here tomorrow. All right, Marcin, see you tomorrow. Madu, we'll see you back here tomorrow. Yeah, guys, if there's any questions, feel free to put them in the chat now. Otherwise, I'm just going to wrap this up. All right, well, we'll see you back here tomorrow. I don't see anything here, nothing on the Discord. So, all right, guys, I think that's it. All right, if there's any questions, feel free to reach out, guys. Again, you guys can email me, Sean@KodiKaiTrades.com. The quickest way to get in touch with me is probably going to be on the Discord. If you guys are here on the YouTube and you want access to that, again, just go to the website. But yeah, just message me on Discord. I'm still figuring out how to do everything, but I'm probably going to spend the rest of today putting together the spreadsheet for all the trades of 2023. I'm currently at May, so May, June, July, August. That's 4 months. That's not that much. I can probably finish this by tonight. So that's probably what I'm going to be doing from now until then. So, all right, guys, if there's any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I will see you guys back here tomorrow. Another successful trading day today. Hopefully everyone locked in some good profits.